Hey, good afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. That's good afternoon in Tagalog, my native language. So here we are again. This time it's going to be a question that I'm answering with regards to self-defense rounds, right? The reason why I'm making this short film is that I'm creating 223 5.56 rounds cartridges, right? And I was having a conversation with one of my friends on Facebook because we were talking about reloading, and his question was, is the 223 5.56 round a viable self-defense round? So my question to him was, well, what other firearms do you have? I have, he told me that he does own a 9mm pistol. So I told him, ditch the 5.5, 223, 5.56 for self-defense and just be efficient in shooting your 9mm pistol. And he was kind of dumbfounded by that answer. So let me explain to you my position on that. Why the 223 5.56 bullet ammunition cartridge, to me in particular, is not a good defensive round, right? So when you take into consideration the size of the 5.56, now there's a few of them right here. Where am I even looking at? These are 223 5.56. Well, let's just say 223s, right? Because I am using 223 specifications in creating this cartridges. When I say cartridge, the whole thing is a cartridge. It's not a bullet. This is the bullet. Okay, now each and every one of these bullets have what we call weights. And I can show you that the traditional bullet that's attached to a brass for 223 is 55 grains. Now these are 40 grains, right? Now the one I particularly use for self-defense is 150 grain 308 bullet. Just to give you an example of the difference, the bigger one is the 150 grain 308 round. That one is a 223 5.56 55 grain bullet. So technically speaking, it is about 2.9 times the size of the 308 round. Okay? Or the 308 round is 2.9 times, or 3 times the size of a 55 grain bullet. So what does all of that mean? Is this thing, think about it. Let me pull one out here. Your 55 grain 223 5.56 round, okay, which is this one right here to the left, compared to a 300 blackout round, has more powder. I could place as low as 8 to 9 grains of powder in a 308 in the 308 round 300 blackout, and the one that I'm loading right now contains 20 grains of powder, which means the more powder, more it's going to burn, the more pressure, the more velocity. Okay, the more velocity is going to come out. Do you really think that you want a 223 round, which is 55 grain projectile, speeding at about, I don't know, 15 to 2,000 feet per second as a self-defense round? Compare that to about 900 feet per second a 300 blackout round and compare that to these 3 particular rounds right here. That is a 9mm round. That is a 40 caliber round. Okay, that is a 45 caliber round. The bigger the round compared to this, the slower that projectile, which is that bullet, gonna come out. I mean, take a look at that. You can see just on the width alone. Now when you say 223, that's 0.22 inch. Small, right? 9mm, that's 9mm in width. 40, 0.4 inch. 45 cal, 0.45 inch. Okay? Why millimeter and inches? Because if it was invented in Europe or somewhere else other than America, it's going to be in millimeters. So you already know what the other side is. Okay? So the 40, the 45, and the 223 were all invented and started off in the United States. So as a conclusion, well, why am I even bothering to reload 223-556? Because that's the default value. It's America's round, right? I mean, I own a few ARs that fires a 223 cartridge, so I don't want to be left out. But in all reality, I do it as a hobby. I do it for target practice. I do it for going to the range, just the love of shooting. But it is not a very viable nor practical cartridge for self-defense. So, answering my friend's concern is, I told him, hey, look, man, if you have a pistol and you have a 9mm, be good at it. My personal carry is a 40 cal. Okay? Empty, no magazine, and on safety. So, it's a 40 caliber round. Why? Because it has more capacity than a 45, and it is obviously a little bit more wider than a 9mm. This is a 9mm. Self-defense, if you have a choice, go with something that is wider and travels slower. Because if you have to use a 223-556 within the confines of your home, that round traveling at about 2,000 feet per second is going to go through your drywall and hopefully, God forbid, hit somebody else across from that drywall. So, that being said, you have to consider safety, you have to consider practicality, and you also have to consider what are you comfortable in shooting. Okay? And if you're not comfortable in shooting with whatever firearm you have, you need to start going out there and practicing shooting. Because if that firearm is just going to stay in the comforts of your vault, what's the purpose of conducting self-defense? And a lot of folks that has been out there contesting the fact that, hey, you know what? I know what to do with my firearm. I know, you know, if it comes to the safety of yourself and your family, and in protecting yourself and your family, I think it's worth going out there and practicing shooting and doing all the necessary affirmations and all the necessary conduct that you have to perform to ensure that you are well versed with your personal carry firearm. Okay, so this has nothing to do with the cartridges too. It has nothing to do. Look, if you know how to fire a 223-556 and doing it safely, go for it. I am not an expert at it, nor can I say I'm an expert in pistols. I mean, I just reload stuff so that I could shoot more. But tantamount to you, to your family, it's important, it's imperative that you have to practice safety regardless of what you shoot. There is so many things going on out there right now. Folks that doesn't need to have a firearm. People that doesn't even understand how to shoot a firearm safely. And yet, here they are, making the front news, making the headlines, being stupid, just being, oh my God, man. There's a lot of them out there right now. It's a lot of gung-hoism, a lot of people just looking for trouble. You know, I'm not an expert at it. I'm doing this video just to forewarn people, because we need to be more responsible, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we need to be more how do you say this, considerate with the folks out there. You don't need to be looking for trouble. You don't need to be searching for it. You need to understand that it's not about who owns a gun, or I'm better than you, or I'm more manly than you. Dude, man, if you're more manly and more practice responsibility, just stay away from trouble, walk away, right? So I hopefully that kind of addresses the issue that we have about self-defense rounds. This wasn't just about a 223, 5.56 round. This is about what you are comfortable with, and just be practical. You can own thousands of firearms, or you could own one. Yet, if you do not practice safety and you're not a responsible firearm owner, what is the point? So you guys enjoy your day. And to the men and women out there, our brothers and sisters, our sons and daughters that are deployed and currently active duty, there's a reason why I got to do what I do now. Is because of these folks, these men and women that are currently deployed out there. So keep doing what you're doing. May God bless you, and come on home. Post.